Hey everybody, Don Peterson coming to you from the Swing Factory Golf Studio just north of Atlanta. I'm going to do some videos on the best, the top shots that I ever remember hitting myself. And the reason why I'm going to do this is to kind of explain to you some of the things that happen with any good player. But I have one shot that I remember that kind of sticks out, and I was going to explain it to you. But what had happened was I was playing in a junior college tournament, and we had never played the golf course before, and that was the case a lot of times. You'd go to a tournament and just tee up and play the course as you find it. And I remember I was right, I think I was right around par, maybe even par coming into, I think, the 17th hole. And it was a straight par 4 downhill. I remember it being around 330 yards or something like that. Well, I just got up there and it wasn't that tight, so I pulled driver out and just knocked it down the fairway. And I remember going down there, and we got down there, and it was hard pan. It was really hard. There was no grass. Ball was sitting really thin, and it was hard as a rock. And I was hitting from a downhill line. I had to go over a bunker, and it was the green was raised up about 10, 15 feet above me, so I had to hit it over a bunker off of this hard pan. And I'm looking at it. You know, the only club I had was like a 60-degree wedge, and I'm looking at the wedge, and I'm going, there's no way I can get this club under. There's no way I could chunk it. I had no idea how to hit the shot from this lie. So I had to invent something kind of in the spur of the moment, because I knew I was close to possibly winning the tournament, and I didn't want to just, you know, blade one over the green or chunk it in the bunker. And I was sitting there looking at no options. So I started trying to figure out how to get the face open enough to flop it up over the bunker and still not blade it, because I knew that there's no way I could get the club under the ball. So I started experimenting, and every time I laid it open, the blade was up in the air. So I got closer and closer and closer to it, and I started thinking, well, maybe if I hit it off of the toe of the club, there's no bounce out there. So that's what I decided to do. I got really close, and it was a short shot, so I only had about 25, 30 yards to get it over the bunker. So I thought, well, I'm going to stand that thing up like this. I'm going to open it up as wide as I can, stand it up, and I'm going to kind of go straight up and down and cut across it like that. So I hit a shot that was something like this. I stood really close, and I almost took out my camera. So I got it up so quick I went over the net. So anyway, that's the kind of shot I did, and I pulled it off. I was able to nip it right off of the hard pan, and I flopped it up over the bunker, and it was only about 10 feet, and I made it for birdie. So I went into the last hole. I think I bogeyed the last hole, shot even par, a couple under, won the tournament. But anyway, I gave myself a shot. So I just wanted to relay that shot to you, and it's, I call it's an intentional toe shot now. I've used the shot more than that in out of long grass. I've used it a few times, but it's an intentional toe, and you just lay it open, and then you intentionally kind of cut across the ball, and you just intentionally hit it off the toe, and it kind of produces this dead shot. Not a shot I would recommend to anybody except for a scratch player or somebody who's really playing a lot of golf. You have to have a lot of feel for the club head and your swing path and things like that. But one of the best shots I ever hit. Thought I'd share it with you. For more tips and stories about golf, come back and see us at the Swing Factory Golf Studio again.